Hey everybody, I have a video here for you today, and this is a site I've been looking at for quite a while, but just something broke over the last 24 hours here. Now, I told you about 2-3 years ago when I did a video on Karahan Tepe that there are many sites like Göbekli Tepe that have T-shaped pillars. We just haven't dug down and excavated them yet. Well, today's going to be on one of those sites. Now, I will leave a couple links below, but these stories that I found on this site were not even in English, so I had to translate the page, so the wording is a little weird in a few places just because it's a translated page. But here it says, the southern view of Harbetsuvan Tepesi'nde, and that is the official name for it. Just a non-distinct hill. You would never know that there is circular enclosures and T-shaped pillars right under the ground here. Now here is a pic of some current work going on at the site, and they have found circular enclosures with hints of the T-shaped pillars here. Here is one broken. Here is a video that just came out yesterday at the site, and there was a couple that just came out, but they are doing excavation probably as we speak here, and discoveries are being made here that seem very, very important. Here is a broken statue at the site, and they call this the phallus statue, and apparently the arms are up around the chest here. That's pretty interesting. Statue probably over 10,000 years old. Discovered for the first time in 2014, Harbetsuvan Tepesi is located 45 kilometers east of Urfa between the calcareous plateaus known as the Tek Mountains. Its altitude from sea level is 714 meters. No ceramics were discovered in the settlement. Therefore, the settlement is contemplated to be inhabited only during the pre-pottery Neolithic period. The most significant characteristics of the settlement is the presence of in situ T-shaped pillars. Several T-shaped pillars unearthed as a result of illegal excavations are destroyed deliberately. One of the broken pillars with no decorations is reassembled, and the pillar is identified to be 160 centimeters long, 70 to 50 centimeters wide with a thickness of 22 centimeters. Another T-shaped pillar unearthed in the settlement contains necktie and finger reliefs. And here at the site you see a broken T-shaped pillar. Also you have one down here kind of buried in the ground, but what's most important about this, the finger reliefs wrapping around the pillar right down here. Fingers around the pillar just like we see at Göbekli Tepe. This place was built by the very same people. And here you see the arms and the fingers wrapped around the pillar at Göbekli Tepe. And here at Harbetsuvan Tepesi, you see the fingers wrapped around the T-shaped pillar right here. Now here you are looking at Karahan Tepe, and when I made the videos about this 2-3 years ago, I stated in that these Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe are not the only places with these T-shaped pillars, these 10,000-12,000 year old temples. There are many of them in this area, and Harbetsuvan Tepe here really proves that. There are temples like this all over the area. It says Harbetsuvan settlement is located approximately 7 kilometers southwest of Karahan Tepe. Traces of a circular foundation 15 meters in diameter are present at the site where pillars were discovered. As it stands, Building 2 resembles the circular F enclosure discovered at layer 2 and 3 of Göbekli Tepe. It also says the dimensions of the pillars unearthed here are similar with the cult building at Navali Korai and layer 2 of Göbekli Tepe. Based on such similarity and the small finds unearthed, Harbetsuvan Tepesi settlement should be dated as late pre-pottery Neolithic. Now here is a website from Mahmut Talon, and I will leave the link below. But here is Urfa Man, and I know a lot of you are familiar with that. Hands around the belly here. But this is what was found. A pillar at Harbetsuvan. Notice the hands around the belly there, but these have been kind of destroyed. And here is that phallus statue found, and it just says here the first sculpture was found last month on the Harbetsuvan Hill in South Urfa in the Tek Mountains. More than 10,000 years ago, the phallus statue was made. His hands on his chest, and there's a broken head here, And he compares it to Urfa Man in the museum that I just showed you. But the phallus is depicted in stories of creation going back into time immemorial. And is this somehow tied to the stories from Genesis of going out and repopulating the earth? Well, future video might go into that. But here is Harbetsuvan Tepesi right here, 7 kilometers southwest of Karahan Tepe. Here is Sogmatar. And if you haven't checked out those videos, that is a very weird site. Up to the northwest, Gobekli Tepe right here, San Urfa, about 45 kilometers away. But this is a very ancient part of the world. Seems that this is where civilization crept out of. Here is Haran down here. Some more on that coming up in the future. Hope you thought that was cool. Seems we have another place just like Göbekli Tepe. Maybe not as large and as massive, but carved by the same people. Hope you thought that was interesting. You all have a very nice day.